Number 1 at 5. King 5 News starts now.
A big break for the Fort Lewis soldier charged in the death of a 16-year-old girl.
Investigators say he gave the girl drugs that killed her. But her friend said the soldier had nothing to do with her death. Our South Bureau Chief, Drew Mickelson, has the story. He broke it on King5.com and joins us live now at Fort Lewis. Drew.
Gene, Private Timothy Bennett is accused of sneaking 2 girls through these gates and into his barracks here at Fort Lewis. One of those girls died. The other returned to the base today, and what she did may have helped keep this private from spending the rest of his life locked up.
The 16-year-old girl, who King 5 will not identify because of her age, was clear in her testimony. She said Private Timothy Bennett did not provide the drugs that put her in Madigan Army Medical Center and killed her 16-year-old friend, Leah King. Investigators charged Bennett with involuntary manslaughter for allegedly buying and then giving the girls the prescription drugs that caused them to overdose in a Fort Lewis barracks in February. But today, the girl who survived said the drugs belonged to Leah King.
She had the drugs in her purse, and she brought the drugs to the barracks, and the drugs were consumed without the private's knowledge.
That's not what military prosecutors have argued during this Article 32 hearing to determine if Bennett should be court-martialed. Investigators said the girls helped Bennett buy the drugs they used that night. The hearing wrapped up last month without testimony from the 16-year-old. Prosecutors said the girl was homeless and could not be found, but the girl's attorney said she wanted to testify before the investigating officer made a decision on whether to court-martial Private Bennett.
She doesn't have a dog in this fight. She doesn't have any axe to grind and no bias. She just came forward because she wanted to tell the truth.
The military's investigating officer will now take that girl's testimony and consider it with the rest before deciding if Private Bennett should be court-martialed. That decision is expected in a couple of weeks. Private Bennett is 19 years old. If he is convicted on all of these charges, he could spend 82 years locked up. Live at Fort Lewis, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.
Drew, thank you. One Western Washington city may have more water than it